Iris and Mileidy again. And for today, we have a topic called ways to change your thinking. What do you think
Very
about
good
this,
one.
Iris? What are some ways that we can change our thinking? Sometimes it's hard. We get in our heads, we get into a thought
Always.
pattern. What are some ways that we can change our thinking?
Always. I think of ways that we can change our thinking is by asking ourselves, what is the thought telling me? Is this thought helpful? Is it important? Is it making me feel happy, or is it making me feel at peace with myself? Do I need it? What is this thought doing here?
Oh, I like that. What is the thought doing? There's a movie. It's a kids movie. I watch a lot of kids movie because I
I
have three
love
kids.
kids movie. I love kids movie.
But in the movie, the little character goes, "What is the purpose of your face?" And it's an
I love that.
alien, right? But I love it. I love it because it's like, what is the purpose of your thought? What is that thought
What
doing
is the
for
purpose
you?
of your thought?
Yeah, what is that purpose of your thought? I like that. I think for me, like not judging the thought at first, like because
Exactly.
it's so easy to judge it, right? Like, okay, it's
Exactly.
bad or it's good, and then when we get stuck on it, like when you say, "Don't think of a purple elephant." You're thinking of a purple elephant because I said
You
the
know,
word purple.
I never understood that because when someone said don't think about the purple elephant, I never think about the purple
You
elephant.
don't think
I
you
don't
for a second did not think of a purple elephant
at all.
at all?
Like
Really?
I always question that. I'm like, but I don't think about it. Like, don't think about the monkey. Not thinking
You don't.
about it.
You don't see a monkey for a millisecond in your head? No,
I do not.
really.
My mind completely blank.
That's good. That you're really good at meditating.
Good or a good defense mechanism.
It's a good. You follow directions really well, Iris. That's what I gotta say. We know that you do. But yeah, like first not judge it, right? Because sometimes when we judge it, we say, well, don't think about that or don't do that. And that makes it come up more for most people.
Yeah.
So not judging it, right? And then to me, the second step is realizing like if it's productive or not productive, right? Like you were saying, like what is the purpose of it? And then I don't know, for me, the next step is coming up of ways to change it. Ways to change it for yourself if it doesn't have a purpose, ways to change it and kind of keeping on with it. What do you think about that?
Wow. Every thought is a prayer,
Mhm.
first of all. And if you think it enough and then you add the feeling and then you add an action, it becomes who you are. So that's why asking ourselves, first of all, is it a thought that is always there? Like we have those ruminating, how you call it,
Ruminating?
ruminating thoughts that are like they just keep coming up, keep
Yeah.
coming up. What is the thought doing here? It's telling me something, but what is it? And
Mm-hmm.
like you said, don't judge it. Look at it with respect because that thought is guiding you to something, either to leave, to let go of something, to forgive something, or to grow, to tell yourself you no longer need it. And it's okay now to let it go and without judging.
Yes.
Transform it. How do we transform the thoughts? By replacing it with a new one because the mind needs something. So if
Yes.
you're going to create a new habit, because thoughts are habits, if you're going to create a new habit, if you're going to waste your time, your energy with a habit, waste it with something good, something
Mm-hmm.
positive, something that can help you grow, something that can help you get to something. Like loser never win, winners never quit.
Yeah.
So create a new thoughts, create a new path for you, for the mind, so you can focus.
Yeah. Create a new thought. And that's, creating it sometimes can be, mostly if it's a ruminating thought, it can feel weird. And one
Yeah,
of the things I love to say is just because something is different, it doesn't mean it's bad. And
exactly,
sometimes when we're moving towards something different, and if we're
exactly,
trying to achieve new goals, or if we're trying to take a new path in our life, of any kind, we're going
yeah,
to have to do different things. We're not going to get
exactly.
a different result doing the same thing we're doing today, right? So,
Yeah, I'll thinking from the same mind.
exactly. So, as you're moving and changing that thought, if there's a part of you that goes, hey, this is weird. Tell that part of that thought, say, yes, it is weird because I want my life to go a different way. Remind
Exactly.
yourself of the why I'm doing this, right? Why do I want my mind to go a different way? And tell
Mhm.
yourself, yes, it's weird, but just because it's weird doesn't mean it's bad.
Exactly.
This is a very common feeling. It happens to us since we're little, right? The first day of school, we're clinging on to our parents, like, school, right? Because we're
Or to
scared.
the teacher.
Or to the teacher, exactly. We don't want to. And sometimes it's because it's weird, it's different. And what's going to happen to me here? And it's okay to say it's different, but it doesn't have to be bad. And keep repeating the new thought, the new pattern. Like you said, thoughts lead to feelings that lead to actions. Actions can lead to thoughts, can lead to feelings, right? It's a
And
triangle.
behavior, which is
Behavior, right?
action.
Actions, right? It's the what they love to call the cognitive triangle, right? Thoughts, feeling, behavior. It's all connected. It's all a thing. If you ever feeling some kind of way and you don't want to feel that way, right? For one reason or another, you don't want to feel that way. You want to change that feeling pattern. It could be a chemical imbalance in your brain, and you're trying to fight with that chemical imbalance. Change your behavior. Do something different. Don't do that thing that that feeling is telling you to do. Change your
And
thinking.
the faster way to change a behavior, do an action, make an action, get
Make an
up,
action.
dance, sing. My grandmother used to say, Iris, when you feel sad, sing. But she didn't know that the sadness was something good. I mean, was a guidance, was something. So I will numb my sadness with singing, but I didn't know why I was feeling sad. So it kept coming back up.
It came coming
But
up.
do an action once you recognize the feeling.
Yes. And exactly. And once you recognize the feeling, because it's so important to feel through your feelings. You and I are always talking about this, Iris. It's so important to feel through your
Yes.
feeling. It's
Yes.
important to do, but when your feeling becomes a rumination, when your feeling becomes a constant thing, or when your feeling is being caused by a chemical imbalance in your brain, let's
And it's
go a
not
little
making
bit
you
more
feel
depression
happy or
inside.
at peace.
Or exactly, then change your thought, change your action. Like you said, sing, go dance,
But what
go
are
do some.
thoughts? That thought just came up. What are thoughts?
What are thoughts? What are thoughts, Iris? What
Thoughts
are
are a thoughts are the accumulation of our experiences. We don't have thoughts without experience. So when we experience something, and we are experiencing from the moment we landed in our mother's womb, we
Mhm,
experiencing her experiences, and then we experience our own experience and the friend's experience. We are always experiencing, right?
mhm,
Through through our environment. So the mind the mind becomes to our thoughts, right? I mean, that not the mind becomes, the mind is there, but the thoughts are formulated, and then the mind reacts in accordance to what we experience in life. That's why every thought is our guidance, also the same as your feeling. Your feelings let you know what your minds are thinking, right? What the mind is thinking, but it's not to react on it. That's why the connective triangle, as you mentioned it, right? Thoughts, feeling, emotions.
behavior.
I mean, thoughts,
Thoughts,
emotion, and
feeling.
behavior or action.
Mhm.
If if the action of the behavior or the feeling you don't like, we have to become conscious of those thoughts so we can break it.
Yes.
So we can break the cycle of the
Break this. Yeah, of the cognitive triangle. Break that cycle. And the best
exactly.
way again is first, don't judge it. Realize where it's coming from. And sometimes it's coming from past experiences.
Embrace it.
Sometimes it's coming from what we were told. Sometimes,
Exactly.
there's a saying, therapists say this a lot, don't shoot on yourself. But don't shoot on yourself. Don't say you should or you shouldn't, or that's not helping you. Move into action. Look at the why. Try to change it. I'm a big writer, so I always say change it on paper because I like
Take
changing
it
it
on
on
paper.
paper. I write it down and
I
then I
journal
keep
daily.
up with that thought. You're not, yeah, sometimes, because sometimes I'm in the car and then it gets dangerous to be a writer when you're driving, right? So I do voice memos on my phone. And I love doing my voice memos. And sometimes they sound so funny because it's just me like random thoughts in my head that are coming up. But find a way to put them out there. put the new thought out there and see how it feels, see how it resonates. And so again, you can write it down, you can voice memo it and then hear it and hear your own voice saying it and see how that resonates with you. See how it feels. And then every time when the thought that you're trying to stop comes, again, don't judge it. I'm a big picture person in my head. Sometimes I picture that thought as a thought that's like a person going to a party. So it's just like walking out to
Oh
a
yeah, I
party
do
over
that
there.
too.
Like
I
just
do that
finish walking
too.
over there. Yeah. I do
You
that.
just
I learned that.
remind.
Yeah. No, I learned that when I was learning about meditation and things like that and like relaxing. And sometimes those thoughts come to your head when you're trying to go blank. And so what I do is I imagine them as just people going out to a party and they're just walking over there so I can be in this peaceful state. But that's me. What were you going to say? Sorry, Iris.
No, that's beautiful. You just reminded me when I was going through the dark night of the soul, like they call it the dark night of the soul. I will get up every morning. No, there was no like between 3 and 3:30, and I will get up. My body will wake up, right? And I will wake up, get up, and sit on my meditation post. I had a little cushion. I had a mirror because I did my mirror work. Also, I had a candle. I have my journal, and I will do my meditation, and I will journal to my thoughts. If Sane was a very big companion at that time, and I will go, dear Sane, I know you are here, and I am sorry. And I will just write to it and put my heart there, whatever can. Then at the end, I will end. I know, but I don't need you any longer. Thank you for whatever you're showing me. Or I'll write to my anger, and I will write to my loneliness. The last time I felt lonely, like that loneliness that I carried from I was a little girl. I I cried like for 2 hours. Then I journal because on that moment, that loneliness was almost like sorrow. I never felt that. It was almost like saying goodbye. Because I felt lonely after, not lonely. I felt sad after that, but not that loneliness that was like crunchy from my soul. So that time I remember writing it on my journal in talking to it as a human, as if I'm talking to my best friend, because it was my best friend, it was always there with me,
It was always there. Yeah.
with me, right? So how do we change our thoughts? We have to create a new habit.
Create a
We
new
have to, we have to, and it's not easy, as you said. It's not an easy thing because you have to break out of an old habit. It takes practice, it takes commitment, it takes loving yourself above everything else. And no matter how you feel, you're going to show up for yourself to
Yes.
create a new habit.
Yeah. It takes the courage to change. And it takes
Yes,
courage. It takes courage because any change, you're telling your brain we're gonna go that way. And your brain likes status quo, because status quo is keeping you breathing. So your brain likes status quo, and you have to tell your brain, here, we're gonna go this way. And there's that little part of your brain that goes, and it starts releasing all this cortisol and all this adrenaline and making you go, no, no, no. And we have to remember to say, it's gonna be okay,
it's
right?
going to be
And
okay.
even if it's not fully okay and there may be mistakes, we're gonna figure it out. And that's
Exactly.
okay. So
And it's
yes,
okay.
I love that. Ways to
I
change your
love that
thinking.
too.
Please let us know what you think about it. Please
Please
comment in the bottom. Let us know what else you want us to talk about. We love
like
getting,
and subscribe.
yeah, like and subscribe. I forget to say that sometimes. Like and subscribe. And let us know what other topics. We love to answer questions. And you have two therapists dash coaches that people dash so many things here
That we
for
love
you.
what we are doing because we believe that the world needs healing. And we are
Yes.
here to heal.
Yes.
And I
And
want to say, I don't know it all. I don't know it all.
what? Of course you
I
do.
it's I don't know it all. I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. So if you have a question and we can and there's a stumble, we'll investigate.
We
We
will.
will get the answer. And just because we feel this way doesn't mean you have to feel that way. Whatever feels for you, whatever we share, at least for my side, whatever I share, if it helps you, please use it. If it doesn't, toss it out.
We're all
You
different.
exactly. You have your own internal, I call it GPS, your personal connection with God, with the spirit, with the universe, whatever you want to call it. It made no difference. That leading you along the way. So as human, we come together to help each other. But maybe what I'm offering is not what you need, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You are the one determining now that you are an adult. Hopefully, this is not a child. That what what is good for you and what is not. But
And
like and subscribe
honestly,
anyway.
like and subscribe, yes. And honestly, sometimes what doesn't resonate with you today may resonate with you tomorrow. And
Exactly.
I'm a big believer in learning all these different things and keep hearing people that talk about positivity and love, because if what we're talking about doesn't resonate, somebody else's might, but keep at it.
Exactly.
Keep at it. We love
Exactly.
you. Thank you so
We
much for
love you.
listening,
Thank
and like
you.
and subscribe.
Like
Have a
and
good one.
subscribe.